I saw a post that said that men are dating more for peace over beauty now. And if that doesn't tell you how dense and how black and white these men think, is that they're correlating more a beautiful, attractive woman to be more difficult and more demanding. Instead, what men are really trying to say is that they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They want to be able to do certain things and you not being able to say anything about it to them. Okay. In their mind, they think to themselves that if I date a less attractive person, I can get away with more. They won't be as demanding. They'll be more peaceful. When in reality, so many men give women the chaos. They are the ones that bring the chaos. They don't want to.
Why do women always call men's preferences dense? If a man chooses that peace is his number one preference on the list of things he's looking for a woman, and beauty isn't, why do they say it's dense? Because it doesn't benefit them. You, as the so called pretty or attractive woman, why are you worried about what type of attractive woman a man is dating? If he chooses peace over beauty, that's his choice. That's his preference. Why do you have to call him dense? Should we call y'all dense for choosing taller men over short guys? Should we call you dense for wanting a man who has money, even if you don't have the same kind of money? Should we call you dense for wanting a guy who can protect you? It's like any time, honestly, I believe the only women who complain about men choosing peace are the women who are trying to bring chaos, are the women who have no peace. Because I believe a peaceful woman wouldn't complain about this. A woman who has peace, who doesn't argue, who's not toxic, who has no drama, would not complain about the fact that men choose peace over beauty.
Be held accountable. They don't want to see their actions. They don't want their fragile ego to be hurt because they have been propped up their entire lives by society. And when a woman calls them out for their behavior, they don't like it. So instead, this is how black and white they think. Well, if I go for someone easier and who demands less, which is someone that's less attractive, she won't need so much from me. And they would rather do that than own up to their mistakes and actually change as a man. They would go for someone that they're less attracted to because they don't want to change who they are. That is how black and white they think. They won't even.
No, they don't want to fight. No man wants to come from work to fight with you, mama. I don't care if you're a 11 out of 10. I don't care if you're 100 out of 10. You might be the most beautiful woman, but if a man is going to come home to argue with you and for you to blast him because he left his socks out, no man wants that. That's why some guys come from home and sit in their cars for 3 hours because they fear to go into their own houses because he knows as soon as he opens the door, you're going to pick something to fight about. And men are tired of that. So some guys are choosing to go with less attractive women, the way you say it, for peace. And some guys are choosing to go to get on the plane, to go to Asia, to go to Africa, to go to Colombia. And some guys are just opting out of the dating thing completely. Because it's like, I'm going to pay all the bills, pay the rent, take you on dates. And what do I get in return? You fighting about every single thing? To the extent that even in relationships, a man cannot even try to hold his woman accountable because she will find a way to flip it and make herself the victim and make him the bad guy.
even go for even like the person that they're ideally more physically attracted to. They will be with someone less attractive just because that they will put up with more, because these men want to be able to get away with cheating. They want to be able to get away with going to strip clubs. They want to be able to get away with a lot more behavior with someone who won't demand as much because it's easier. It's just simply easier with how these men want to date these days. So it's really wild how these men are thinking. Don't even know how to go about it, honestly, anymore. I mean, men cease to amaze me every single day.
Newsflash, men are simple, like that. They would choose peace over beauty. And honestly, the only issue now, she has lots of makeup, so I don't consider her as attractive as she may think she is. But the only issue I have, the only thing I see is attractive women only have an issue with this because men are not approaching them and they're leaving them on the shelf. And they're wondering why are so-called less attractive women having all these men taking care of them, and me, the so-called attractive woman, I'm single. That's the only issue. Because if an attractive woman has a man, she's not going to come on the internet to complain how men are choosing less attractive women. I repeat, if a woman has a man and she's attractive and she has a man, she won't have time to complain that men are choosing less attractive women for peace. And also, if a woman is a type of woman who's peaceful, who doesn't argue all the time, doesn't start drama, doesn't jump to conclusions, or is arguing back and forth with her man, starting trouble, starting weird arguments. If she's the kind of woman who's peaceful and calm with a soft, kind spirit, she wouldn't be complaining, which lets me know this is not that type of peaceful woman men want, and she doesn't like it. She doesn't like that men are so simple that they will choose peace over beauty, because men know beauty fades with time. But if they have to put up with you every single day for the next 30, 50 years in a marriage, they definitely are going to choose peace over beauty. And women are always complaining how men are shallow, they don't have standards. But as soon as men have standards and look beyond the beauty, beyond the looks, and that's an issue too. It's like men can't have preferences. What do you guys think about that?